You're going on a journey around the world, and you can take any animal as your companion. What animal do you take? You and your animal, you and your companion get on a train. The train is going, and eventually you stop, and there's a house. What does a house look like? What does a house look like from the outside? How big is it? What colors is it? What style is it? From what era is it? Is it old? Is it new? Is it historical? Is it fancy? Is it falling down? Describe the outside of that house. Now, you and your animal go inside the house. What is it like inside the house? What is the atmosphere? What is the energy? Does it feel light and airy? Is it spooky? Is it quiet? Is it cozy? Is there a lot of stuff in the house? Is it empty? Is it Art Deco? Is it Nouveau? What kind of things are in the house? Now, from inside the house, you go to the dining room. And in the dining room, there's a table. What kind of table is it? Is it big? Is it small? Is it round? Is it square? What kind of table is it? And how many chairs? From the dining room, you go to the back of the house and you leave through a door in the back of the house. Behind the house, you see a lake. It's a long, long lake. It's a very wide lake, but it's not that far to go across. It's just wide. So you must cross the lake. How do you get across the lake? What do you do? How do you get across the lake? Now, on the other side of the lake, you find a cave. And at the base of the cave, there are a bunch of candles. Millions of candles laid at the base of the cave. You don't know how deep this cave goes. You don't know where it goes, how far it goes. You know nothing about the cave. How many candles do you take with you into the cave? Now you take your candles and you go through the cave, and on the other side of the cave, you come out, and there are a grove of trees. What kind of trees are they? How big are they? How many are they? How big or small is this grove, and what kind of trees are they? What do they look like? Now you go through the trees, and in the clearing of the trees, there are white and red roses. This is the final question of your journey. Of the white and red roses, you may choose 10. 10 total roses. How many do you choose of each color? And when you have your 10 roses, I will tell you the answers to what each of these psychological metaphors mean. So, when you are first choosing your animal, that is actually the type of person you are looking for in a partner. A lot of people choose dog because a dog is a very loyal, loving, and unconditionally caring companion. A lot of people choose dog, but there are going to be people that choose other things like a parrot, like a cat, like an elephant. You can use your imagination to understand the personality of the person you choose based on the characteristics of that animal. For example, an elephant, that would be someone that is very steady, wise, patient, someone you can rely on, someone that has a good memory, someone that's kind, gentle, strong, etc. Some people might also choose a mythological creature, and these are people that really think outside the box and they're looking for someone really special in a partner. But again, the characteristic of that creature would be the characteristics you're looking for in a potential partner. Next, when you're on the train and you come to the house, the outside of the house is how you believe people perceive you. It's what you think you look like to other people. Not necessarily what you look like, but what you think you look like. You could be very modern, you could be very old fashioned, you could be traditional, you could be falling apart, you could be brand new. Everything about that house is a reflection of how you think people see you from the outside. Once you get inside the house, that is a reflection of how you see you, of who you are to yourself. So within that house, what is the vibe? What is the atmosphere? Is it cozy? Is it calm? Is it peaceful? Is it loud? Is it crowded? You could have very little things, very little belongings, or you could have a lot of things. It has a lot to do with the internal state of your own being and your own mind and your emotions. So some people might be very minimalist, and some people might be very cozy with a decent amount of, well-worn belongings. And some people might feel that the house is overflowing with too much, a hoarder situation. And this is all indicative of your own internal state or how you feel inside. Next, we move on to the table. The table represents how you view your friendships. Some people, they have a small table because they have a small circle of friends. Some people have a long table, a large table, because they have a big friend group. And that friend group can be, some people are closer to you and some people are farther. At a large table, you're obviously going to be seated closer to some people than others. And that indicates that you have some closer friends and some friends that are less close to you. The shape of the table is similar in that if it is a square or even an oval, you're going to have, if it's a rectangle or an oval, you're going to have some people that are closer to you and some people that are farther from you, all seated at your table. If the table is a circle or an oval, that means you want all your friends to feel equal and you want to treat them as if they're all equally important to you. A smaller rectangular table, maybe like a square table or an octagon or hexagon or anything of that manner, could be that you have a small circle, but you want them to all feel equal. Again, use your imagination. It will intuitively make sense to you what kind of friendship situation you have based on what kind of table you chose. Some people represent the chairs as the number of friends. The number of chairs can also be interpreted as the number of children or the size of the family you want to have. You could want a small family, you could want a big family, but again, it could also represent community and friendship. So interpret that as you will. As you move to the back of the house and you go through the door, you reach the lake. How you cross the lake represents how you deal with your problems. Some people face their problems head on and they're going to swim through the lake. Some people are going to avoid them and they're going to say, no matter how long it takes, I will walk around the lake. If it takes me 3 days, I will walk around. That's how they deal with their problems, and it's not head on. Some people are going to say, oh, there's a boat right next to my house. It matches the house and I take it across the lake. There are very creative ways that people come up with crossing the lake. A lot of people will say that they will depend on their animal. They will ride their animal companion across the lake. And in a lot of relationships, people do ride their partner to cross a problem. They will rely heavily on the partner. Some people will come up with a very creative way to cross the lake, and that shows that they are very creative in the ways that they address their problems. They come up with a solution that nobody thought was possible or nobody saw coming. The people that assume that there will be a small boat or some type of craft vessel next to their house are people that think that a solution will just come and be provided, and they are sure that there is some type of solution easily, readily available. And for those people, there often is, because life is often what we expect it will be. So on the other side of the lake, you get to the cave. The cave is how we deal with uncertainty, and it has to do with our self-confidence. When you take a lot of candles, you are not as confident a person. The less candles you take, taking one candle or zero, no candles, indicates the most confidence. You are so confident, you take no candles. The more candles you take, the less confident you are and the more insecurity you have. But don't be worried about that. Don't be ashamed if you took a lot of candles, because it's very normal. Everyone takes a certain amount of candles going into uncertainty. That's normal. On the other side of the cave, you come out and there is a grove of trees. The trees represent how important money is to you. The more important money is to you, the bigger that grove of trees will be. The taller, the thicker, the greater the grove, that indicates that money is very important to you. And it's not necessarily so important the type of tree, but you can also sometimes think about what state the trees are in, whether they're lush and green, or whether the leaves are falling, or whether the leaves are bare, the trees are bare. So use that as you will to interpret your idea about money and your current state in which you envision money in your life. The last question, the question about the white and red roses, is very important in that those that choose all red, red indicates how much you expect to receive from others, and white indicates how much you expect to give. If you choose 10 white roses, you are willing and anticipating giving all 100% of yourself, going 100% of the way in terms of giving. If you choose 10 red roses, you are anticipating, expecting to receive all of the way, 100% of the way in a relationship, in life. However, it is not necessarily a good or bad thing to choose all 10 of one color or the other, because there is such thing as overgiving, and there is such thing as overtaking. So most people will choose a variety, half and half, or more white than red or more red than white. This indicates how much they're willing and expecting to give and do in a relationship. And again, there's no one right answer for this. It can be whatever is comfortable for you, and it can also change over time. But it's something that you can be aware of as you did this little psychological test to understand some of the subconscious little hints from your mind that, oh, maybe I'm the type of person that gives too much, or maybe I'm the type of person that expects too much or takes too much. And you can sort of work with that, play with that, and see if maybe that's something you want to change or not in your life. But anyways, I hope this was helpful. I really love this. It's such a good way to just hear from the visualization, the subconscious part of your mind that often wants to speak to you. So now that you've made these images and you've seen yourself, you've seen your friendship circle, you've seen your confidence, you've seen the way you address problems, you've seen how you see yourself from the outside and from inside and what you're looking for in a partner. None of this is set in stone. You can always play with these ideas and think about the person you want to be. And this is just a cool way to get in touch with what's going on in your subconscious and where you're at this moment. So, if you're like me and you don't have a good memory, it's possible that in a year you could do this again and get completely different answers because you forgot what all the questions are and what they meant. So, have fun with that, and I hope this was helpful and have a great day.